21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
The reason that I built eBodyguard is because I really felt like safety was something everyone deserved. No matter who you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what creed you are, no matter what gender you are, everybody deserves it. And it's a primal need, it's a universal need. And you shouldn't have to fight for your voice to be heard in this. And so I decided to invest my entire my entire talent, my life into this. And I'm so grateful to be able to give this to the world. And it's called the Smart, Safe Cities Communities My Bodyguard program. And that doesn't mean I'm smart. It doesn't mean that eBodyguard just decides, okay, well, this is what a smart city is. Actually, it's determined that a smart city invests in their most vulnerable because we know that that is going to be a resilient city, that they are the ones that are the most economically vibrant city and the most sustainable city for today and tomorrow. And so those cities that are able to take the time and invest in taking care of their most vulnerable are the ones that will have the greater outcomes economically for today and tomorrow. So that's what Smart Safe Cities My Bodyguard program is. Hello, my name is Melissa Faith Hart, the founder and CEO of eBodyguard. I come to you today with a 20-year background in building innovation in public safety technology. I started my career as a young kid at a college at Xerox. Actually, my very first time that I was selling to the government was with Fort Collins Police Department. And there was a purchasing agent who said, "Can you help me, please? Because this law enforcement officer is going to take the gun to the copier." And I didn't think, oh, well, I could sell them a new copier. I thought, wow, if I help law enforcement, that's going to help victims. And I always thought that way. And my mind was always thinking about, well, how can I make the system better for law enforcement so that we can help victims and we can help the community? That, became my mantra throughout my entire career. And then when Xerox bought Affiliated Computer Services, I eventually moved over to the Affiliated Computer Services side, which became Xerox Services, which gave me the opportunity to work with the Park scientists, the Palo Alto Research Center scientists, which I'm sure you guys all know about, which is Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, those guys that worked with Park. I got that opportunity. Then I became the innovator. And I actually am also a composer, so I write musicals. So by day, I was working at Xerox. By night, I was putting musicals on stage. So it's actually my musical brain that is the innovator, the technologist inside of me. And so I had this awesome opportunity to be both the music person, the math behind the music, and also innovate with math and music and tech. So I began innovating at Xerox Services and put together the very first criminal e-discovery system at Xerox Services. And Colorado still uses that criminal e-discovery system today. It was unheard of. I took cops off of paper. It's like taking people off the horse and putting them into the car. And they were so scared at the time. It was in 2012 and 2013. Literally, I had to hold them by the hand and say, "It's okay. You guys use paper. You drive to the district attorney's office. Why are you doing that in the day of the iPhone?" Literally, we can do this. We can go and we can automate what you're doing, and it will be safer, more secure, better for our communities if you do this. And it took getting some laws passed, several $1 million, and a lot of collaborative efforts and coalitions to move that forward. We did do that, 353 law enforcement agencies and an entire system into the court system to get that done. Xerox Services then later took that into their transportation world called what became Conduit. Xerox became Conduit at the time. It became Conduit Business Intelligence. I then learned mobile app development. I created a lot of innovations inside that space, but all of this amalgamated together for my entire career to teach me that innovation helps improve community and the government. And I then thought of myself as, you know what do I do to really support law enforcement and their connection to the community? And I came up with eBodyguard. That is what made me realize, you know what, we can do better. We can give access to everybody. People deserve safety. Everyone deserves safety. It's a primal right, it's a universal right. And I know that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, we need to have the ability to keep people safe wherever they go and wherever they are. Oftentimes in my 30s, and I'm now in my 40s, people said they don't typically meet a person that has both right brain and left brain, and they said you're whole brained, right? And I said, well, the thing is that I I believe that there's a lot of people that are integrated in their brain if they do their work, right? They go on the human journey, is what I call it, to understand. Um, we come into this world as little babies, right? And we're actually more whole as little children, and then life happens to us, right? And it's our job as we grow older as adults to be able to um, do our work and to be able to learn, well, what is it that gets us to feel safe again? And what is it that gets us to feel well again? And what is it that makes us to be able to bring that safety to each other? And so when I was in my 30s, I started to realize that music helps me do that, and that technology helps me do that, and that in reality, like I could do that for the world if I give that to the world. And so it's that integrated work that we do in our journey, in our human journey, that I can then help give that to the world as then they give it to each other. So that's the part of it that was helpful to me as I recognized as an innovator, it's my job to step back and let other people do this as well as they download the app and then they embrace their government and the government embraces them. I'm just the bridge. I'm just the conduit. That's what it means to be the bridge to smart, safe cities. I'm literally not supposed to get in the way of other people's journey. I had a brain surgery in my mid 30s that helped me face my death. I had to write my will, and I went through a domestic violence circumstance that really taught me what it meant to face my death, right? It was a very difficult relationship during my brain surgery that was extremely threatening to my life. That I understand what it means to be a victim and a survivor. I also understand what it means to, go through something that almost takes your life. From a brain surgery perspective, I was 112 pounds. My organs weren't doing well. And I went to Johns Hopkins to really, really get better. And so I came out of that season of my life ready to face both my safety journey, my wellness journey, and then because of it, I was able to face getting well here in my head, in my heart, in my soul. And then because of that, I wanted to know that I could give this to the rest of the world. I could give safety, not just from a technology perspective, but from a heart. So to be a founder, especially as a CEO and a female founder in the world of public safety and technology, I had to know that I had the ability to get past any problem and any challenge. For me, it's about a routine that I stick to every day and that I'm committed to for myself. And then also recognizing that it's just one more problem I'm solving. And I just need to answer that problem. And that I don't have to have the answer in that moment. I don't even have to respond or react in this moment. I could even wait. I could pause as long as I want. A day, a month, 6 months. I gave myself permission to take time for me to be able to answer what I needed that felt right in my soul, made me safe first. And that was really great so that I could get my voice into the answer. And then this gives permission to be able to have the right relationship and the right energy and response system to each and every problem that came at me. And it was okay. I gave myself permission for this, and it felt right. If I'm a mom or if I'm a dad or if I want to take care of my, aging mother and father, I'm going to go to the Apple and Google Play Store and I'm just going to download the My Bodyguard app, and I can get that in America. I can get that internationally for $5.99 a month right now. Okay. Or if I'm a government executive, I'm going to reach out to eBodyguard, and you guys can reach out to us directly, and we're going to show you the whole process, how you can support your citizens, and you can purchase that with us, and you can get a lot of support for your citizens, for your 911 authority, your law enforcement community, all the way through the court process. And this whole program is something that was built to be able to support your entire stakeholdership from before the community through 911 into the court process, that makes sure that the government feels like they know that they're supporting their community. Reach out to us at eBodyguard to do that. If you're a nonprofit and you support victims, we give away and support victims in every county. And so we have a victim services side of eBodyguard where you just need to reach out to us, and we literally support every single county in America and internationally. And that is free to victims because we never want victims to pay for eBodyguard. If you're a child and you hear about eBodyguard and you need support, I would like to make sure you know that you can already download eBodyguard and you can get support. You need a sponsor, so go to your school counselor or go to an adult that you trust, and they will help you download eBodyguard, and we will be there for you. And you know who I'm talking about if you're on this podcast. Or if you're an adult and you know of a child that needs support, please help them and help them download eBodyguard, because this is absolutely there for this type of child. We do have a step-by-step on how to operate the safety card and how to make sure that you're filling everything out on YouTube. If you go to eBodyguard on YouTube, you have a little 2-minute tutorial on how to actually operate the My eBodyguard app. So just go to the YouTube eBodyguard and you'll figure it out. It's super simple. to www.ebodyguard.org. Go to the Apple and Google Play Store and download eBodyguard on the Apple and Google Play Store, and then go to our YouTube channel to learn how to operate eBodyguard, and you will be well on your way today to better safety in your life.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.